Many of us come to Canada to study, hoping to build a life here. But once you are on a PGWP, figuring out how to get PR can feel confusing. In this video, I'll break down the real PR pathways for international students and PGWP holders and try to help you figure out your options clearly in a simple way. Stay tuned. Hello and namaste everyone. Welcome back to Maple 8848, the channel where we make Canadian immigration info simple, straightforward and valuable, especially for international students and newcomers. Today I will break down the most realistic PR pathways for international students and PGWP holders. And if you find this kind of content helpful, hit that like button, subscribe and turn on the bell icon. It helps the channel grow and keeps you updated on everything you need to know about settling in Canada. First, I have divided the PR pathways into three main categories. Each category includes different streams, each with its own eligibility criteria and requirements. But remember that just meeting the eligibility criteria doesn't guarantee you a PR. These pathways are competitive and only the strongest candidates in each stream are invited to apply. Today I will discuss just the basic of the PR pathways so you know where to start from. We will dive deep into each stream with eligibility requirements in the future videos. So let's start with the first and probably the most well-known category, Express Entry. Express Entry is a point-based system used by the federal government to manage permanent resident applications for three main programs: the Canadian Experience Class, CEC, the Federal Skill Program, FSW, and the Federal Skilled Trades, FST. As an international student or PGWP holder, most of you will likely fall under the Canadian Experience Class because it's designed for people with at least 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada. But let's see the basic requirements of each program first. First, Canadian Experience Class or CEC. This is the most common option for PGWP holders. To qualify, you need at least 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada in tier category 0, 1, 2 or 3 within the last 3 years. That experience can be full-time or equivalent part-time, but you must acquire 1,560 hours in total and you can only count 30 hours per week even if you work more than 30 hours per week. You need CLB 7 or higher in approved English or French language test if your job category is 0 or 1, or CLB 5 if your job is in tier category 2 or 3. There is no education requirement, but a Canadian education helps boost your CRS score. Also, there is no requirement for job offer. Federal Skilled Worker or FSW. This is for the people with foreign work experience. To qualify, you need at least 1 year of continuous full-time work experience or equivalent part-time in the same job within the last 10 years. You need CLB 7 or higher in all language abilities. A completed foreign or Canadian educational credential is required. You need to do ECA if it was done outside Canada. You also need to score at least 67 out of 100 on the FSW points grid. You don't need Canadian work experience, but it will help boost your CRS if you have one. The third one is Federal Skilled Trades or FST. This is less common for international students, but here are the basics. You need at least 2 years of work experience in a skilled trade within the 5 years, a valid job offer in Canada, or a certificate of qualification from a Canadian authority. You need CLB 5 for speaking and listening and CLB 4 for reading and writing. You don't need any education, but again, it will help increase your points if you have one. Once you qualify under one of these three programs, you can create an Express Entry profile and receive a CRS score. Your score is based on age, education, language ability, Canadian and foreign work experience, and many other factors. Every few weeks, IRCC holds draws and invites candidates with the highest CRS scores to apply for PR. So yes, it's competitive, but you have a real shot if you have good English scores and Canadian work experience. There is another specific type of draw under Express Entry, the category-based draw. These are the part of Canada's plan to align immigration with key economic priorities like addressing labor shortage in specific industries or increasing Francophone representation. The categories are chosen based on labor market data and future projections and can change from year to year. Even the list of the eligible NOC codes within the each category can change. So it's important to check the IRCC's official page for updates regularly. Instead of inviting candidates with the highest CRS scores, IRCC now holds specific draws targeting people in specific categories. Even their CRS score is lower. As of 2025, these categories include French language proficiency, health and social service occupations, science, technology, engineering and math, STEM occupations, trade occupations, agriculture and agri-food occupations, and education occupations. To be eligible, you still need to meet the minimum requirements for express entry, that is qualifying for one of the three programs we discussed earlier. That was CEC, FSW or FST. If you are applying under the French language category, you need valid language test results, showing a minimum score of NCLC 7 in all 4 abilities. For all other categories, you must have at least 6 months of full-time continuous work experience or equivalent part-time in a single occupation from the eligible list within the last 3 years. That experience can be gained in Canada or abroad. So if you qualify for express entry and fall under one of these in-demand categories, category-based draws could be your best shot, even if your CRS score isn't the highest. Let's talk about our second category, Provincial Nominee Programs or PNPs. Provincial Nominee Programs or PNPs are another major PR pathway for international students and PGWP holders. Each province or territory except Quebec and Nunavut has its own PNP with different streams tailored to its economic and labor needs. The good thing about PNPs is that many of them are designed for people who have studied or worked in that province, which means international graduates and PGWP holders often have an advantage. We can break down PNPs into two types. The first one is base PNP or non-express entry PNP. These are applied directly to the province, and once you are nominated, you submit a PR application to IRCC. Processing takes longer, but CRS isn't involved in this. The second one is enhanced PNP or express entry PNP. You need to have an active express entry profile for this. If nominated, you'll get 600 extra CRS points, almost guaranteeing an invitation to apply. You apply for PR through the express entry system after that. Common eligibility requirements. While each stream has its own criteria, here are some common factors most PNPs look for. A connection to the province, for example, study, work, job offer, or employer support from that province. A valid job offer in a skilled occupation, not always required but often preferred. Language proficiency, usually shall be 5 to 7 depending on the stream. Work experience in the province or an in-demand occupation. And lastly, intention to settle in that province. If your CRS score isn't high enough for a direct express entry invitation, getting a PNP nomination can change everything. It gives you a significant boost and also shows the province supports your application. By the way, I have added all the links to the PR pathways I'm talking about in this video in the description box. So if any of these streams sounds like a good fit for you, you can check them out directly from the official sources. And if you are finding this video helpful so far, don't forget to like the videos, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button. It supports the channel and helps more people find this video. Let's look at each province currently available PNP streams from the perspective of international students or PGWP holders. Just a quick note, I'm not going into all the detailed eligibility requirement. I'm just giving a main idea of each stream and who is qualified for that. If any stream sounds good, please visit the province official immigration website for complete and updated details. Alberta's PNP, called the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program (AAIP), offers several streams for international students or PGWP holders. The first one is Alberta Opportunity Stream or AOS. This is for PGWP holders who graduated from an approved Alberta post-secondary institution and have at least 6 months of full-time work experience in Alberta in an occupation related to their field of study. The second one is Rural Renewal Stream for candidates with a job offer from an employer in a designated rural Alberta community and a letter of endorsement from that community. The third one is Alberta Express Entry Stream. This is for candidates with an active Express Entry profile and a full-time job offer in Alberta's priority sectors such as tech, healthcare, agriculture, construction, and more. And the last one is International Graduate Entrepreneur Stream. This is for international graduates from the post-secondary institution in Alberta who wants to start or run a business in Alberta. Most AAIP streams use an expression of interest EOI system. First, you have to create an EOI profile online, and it's not an application, just a way to show that you are interested. Then Alberta ranks your profile based on multiple factors. If you are among the top candidates, you get an invitation to apply. Once you get that, you can submit a complete application. Some streams like Alberta Express Entry don't require an EOI. Instead, Alberta can directly invite candidates from the Federal Express Entry pool if they meet provincial priorities. British Columbia previously had international graduate and international postgraduate streams, but they were officially closed at the end of 2024. BC PNP had planned to launch 3 new graduate-focused streams for bachelor's, master's, and doctorate grads in 2025, but due to a 50% cut in federal nomination allocations, that launch is delayed indefinitely. But now, these are the streams that PGWP holders may still be eligible for. First, skilled worker stream. For individuals with a full-time permanent job offer in a skilled occupation tier category 0, 1 to 3 in BC, and you must have at least 2 years of full-time or equivalent work experience in a skilled role. Second one is health authority stream. For candidates with a job offer from a BC health authority in a specific health care occupations, they can apply for this. And the third one is entry-level and semi-skilled stream. For workers in specific industries like tourism, hospitality, food processing, and more, with a full-time permanent job offer and who have been working for their employer for at least 9 consecutive months. Note that the skilled worker and health authority streams also have an express entry option. That means you could get a 600-point boost after a notification of interest. Also keep in mind that due to limited spots, BC is prioritizing applicants in the key labor market sectors like childcare, construction, healthcare, tech, and veterinary care. BC PNP uses a point-based registration system, so you need to create a profile first, and your score is based on factors like job offer, wage, location, education, and experience. Higher scorers have a better chance of getting an invitation to apply. Some streams also have tech draws and priority occupations like healthcare and childcare draws. Ontario's Provincial Nominee Program is called the Ontario's Immigrant Nominee Program, or OINP. It has multiple streams where international students and PGWP holders may qualify. The first one is Employer Job Offer International Student Stream. This is specifically for those recent graduates from eligible Canadian post-secondary institutions from anywhere in Canada. You need a full-time permanent job offer in a skilled occupation tier category 0, 1 to 3 from an Ontario employer. The job must be in the same field as your education, and you must apply within the 2 years of graduation. The second one is Employer Job Offer Foreign Worker Stream. This stream is for individuals with a full-time permanent job offer in a skilled occupation tier 0, 1 to 3 from an Ontario employer. PGWP holders can apply if they have at least 2 years of valid work experience in the same occupation in Canada or abroad, or they have the mandatory licensing or authorization to work in a regulated occupation in Ontario if applicable. The third one is Employer Job Offer In-Demand Skill Stream. This stream is for individuals including PGWP holders with a full-time permanent job offer in specific in-demand occupations, mostly in construction, agriculture, trucking, and personal support work. You must have at least 9 months of full-time work experience in Ontario in one of the eligible jobs. The fourth one is Master's Graduate Stream. This stream is for international students who have graduated with a master's degree from an eligible Ontario university. No job offer is required, but you must meet other criteria like language ability, settlement funds, and intent to live in Ontario. You must apply within 2 years of completing your degree. Similarly, PhD Graduate Stream. For graduate with a PhD from an eligible Ontario university, like the master's stream, you don't need to have a job offer, but you must meet other basic requirements and apply within 2 years of completing your PhD. Number 6 is Ontario's Express Entry Streams. For PGWP holders who meet eligibility for Express Entry can apply under these OINP streams. One of them is Human Capital Priorities Stream. This targets skilled workers with high demand occupation and work experience. Another is Skilled Trade Stream. This is for those with Ontario work experience in construction, industrial and other trades. Another is French Speaking Skilled Worker Stream. This is for Francophone candidates with strong French and English skills. These Express Entry streams require an active Express Entry profile, and if nominated, you get 600 points added to your CRS. Like other provinces, Ontario's Express Entry streams pick candidates directly from the Federal Express Entry pool and send them a notification of interest or NOI. If you get one, you can apply to the OINP. But for other streams, you must register a profile and OINP gives you a score based on your job offer, education, experience, etc. When they make a draw, top scoring candidates gets an invitation to apply. Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program or MPNP prioritizes students who studied and graduated from Manitoba. You have to apply within 3 years of graduation to be eligible. Candidates who studied in other provinces than Manitoba may only apply under the Skilled Worker Overseas pathway. The first one is International Education Stream IES, especially designed for international graduates from post-secondary institution in Manitoba. Career Employment Pathway for recent graduates with a full-time job offer in Manitoba in a high-demand occupation related to their field of study. Plus, they need CLB 7 in English and continuous residence in Manitoba. Graduate Internship Pathway. This is for Masters or PhD graduates from Manitoba who completed an Elevate or Accelerate research internship with a Manitoba company or research organization. You don't need a job offer for this program. Another is Student Entrepreneur Pathway for international graduates who want to start a business in Manitoba. Another program they have is Skilled Worker in Manitoba Stream. Some PGWP holders may also qualify here if they are already working in Manitoba. This is for foreign nationals with ongoing full-time employment in Manitoba. You need minimum of 6 months work experience or 1 year in the case of PGWP holders who graduated from other provinces, full-time work experience with a Manitoba employer, plus intention to live in Manitoba and CLB 4 to 7 depending upon your job. Most streams in MPNP use an Expression of Interest EOI system where you submit an EOI profile online and get a score on multiple factors. MPNP holds regular draws and top scoring candidates are invited to apply. I'm not going to explain all the PNPs in today's video as it will make the footage lengthy, but the streams available in some other provinces are: Saskatchewan has Saskatchewan Work Experience, under which they have student, agriculture talent, health talent, tech talent pathways, and they also have International Skilled Worker Employment Offer pathway. Nova Scotia has International Graduates in Demand Stream, Skilled Worker Stream, International Graduate Entrepreneur Stream, Nova Scotia Experience Stream, which is under Express Entry. New Brunswick has Skilled Worker Stream, New Brunswick Experience Stream, New Brunswick Graduates Stream, New Brunswick Priority Occupation, Express Entry streams. For complete eligibility requirement, application steps and the latest updates, please visit the official PNP website of the province you are interested in. Now, one essential thing to understand about PNPs is that most provinces prioritize candidates who studied and are working in their province. That means if you graduated from a college or university, let's say Manitoba, and you are working in there, Manitoba will likely give your application more weight than someone who just moved in from another province. Now, what if you studied in one province but want to move somewhere else for work or lifestyle reasons? You can do that, but know that PNP in your new province may not prioritize you like they do for their graduates. Some streams are even limited to graduates from local schools. So if you move, make sure you understand the eligibility rules before you switch provinces. Long story short, if your goal is PR through a PNP, it's usually smart to stick with the province where you studied and worked, at least until you get nominated. Now let's see our third category, federal pilots and special programs. Apart from express entry and provincial nominee programs, there are a few federal immigration pilots and special pathways that international students or PGWP holders might qualify for, especially if you are working in specific sectors or rural areas. Some of the available options include home care worker immigration pilots. This is for individuals working as home support or child care worker in Canada for at least 6 months continuously in the past 3 years, or who have completed a relevant training credential in the past 2 years. You need a valid job offer in a home support or child care worker role, meet language and education requirements, and have work experience or required training in that field. While this program is full and closed for 2025, it is expected to reopen in 2026. Second is Rural and Francophone Community Immigration Pilots, RCIP or FCIP. This is for those who want to live and work in smaller rural or Francophone communities outside Quebec. There is a list of participating communities in RCIP and FCIP. The communities run this program according to their labor market need. So they have their own designated employer list and occupation list. To apply, you must have a valid job offer from a designated employer in the community and at least 1 year, that is 1,560 hours of related work experience in the past 3 years, and meet other eligibility requirements. The third one is Atlantic Immigration Program. International graduates from eligible Atlantic Canada post-secondary schools and PGWP holders with job offers from designated employers in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador can apply for this program. You need a full-time, non-seasonal job offer, meet education and language requirements, and plan to live in one of the Atlantic provinces. These federal pilots offers essential alternative to the express entry and PNPs, especially if you are targeting specific jobs or smaller communities. Always check the official government sites for the latest details and eligibility rules. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. I really appreciate your time, and I hope this helped you understand the PR pathways a bit better. Before I go, here's a quick summary and some final tips. Canada recently reduced its economic immigration targets for 2025 to 2027, and provinces have received fewer PNP nominations this year. That means competition will be even tougher, and choosing the right pathway matters more than ever. So here is what I recommend. Check whether your CRS score is competitive if you are eligible under CEC. If not, consider category-based express entry draws or explore PNP options that match your situation. Ensure your job is in a skilled tier 0, 1 to 3 role and related to your field of study. This opens door to multiple programs and boosts your profile. And if you still have 2 to 3 years left on your PGWP, start learning French. French language skills are already in high demand and will be even more valuable. Even Prime Minister Mark Carney has emphasized increasing Francophone immigration as a key priority. So keep working hard and hustle every day to make your dream come true, because that's why you came to Canada in the first place. If you stay focused and disciplined, you'll get your PR and proudly call Canada your new home. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all solution, so research well and stay updated. I have linked all the programs and the pathways mentioned in this video in the description box below. Check them out for the latest details. Please like, share and subscribe if you found this video helpful. It supports the channel and helps more international students and PGWP holders like you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.